everyone, and welcome back to Rappler's Let's Talk Food webinar series. I'm Steph Fernaldo, the lifestyle, entertainment, and food reporter for Rappler. We have the second episode talking about the local food industry. The first episode, if you guys watched it, was about local restaurants and how they survived and thrived amid last year's ongoing pandemic. So this time, we want to explore a different side of the local food industry that also struggled when the lockdown hit, but in a way also boomed due to the pandemic. So I'm talking about the local small businesses or SMEs, most specifically those online. And with us today, we have two couples. First is Dave and Luella Mestro Campo. So they are the owners of Cebu's Coal Kansi. So they brought the Negrense dish of Kansi to Cebu. And then our other guest is Res and Oliver Fermalino. So they are the owners of the Custard Buns. It's a small online bake shop that specializes in charcoal grilled custard buns.
Okay, our business is actually an Ilongga dish. It's unique to Ilonggos. It's something that you can't find anywhere. Okay, and we've decided that we want to share this to Cebu, being that it's not readily available here. The dish is called kansi. Okay, it's like a mix of bulalo and sinigang. It's basically two Filipino favorites, and we wanted to share this to as many people as possible. That's why we decided to introduce it to Cebu.
I'm Oliver, and I'm the baker, and my wife.
Yes, we are the custard buns. We offer the charcoal grilled buns. Originally, the concept came from Thailand. It's a famous street snack there in Thailand where they charcoal grill the buns, literally, and fill it with different fillings and or flavors of custard.
Could you explain more, Dave and Luella, when you first put up the business, was it online first, brick and mortar? Like, what was the timeline of your business?
Yeah. Actually, we started introducing it online during pandemic. So right after, I think that was April. Diba, lockdown happened, I think March. Yeah. So we started offering it actually April. So we offer it through online, through Facebook, through online market, and then we do delivery it kanang actually we do it door to door delivery, and then we cook it ourselves, and then deliver it also ourselves because we don't have any manpower. It's just the two of us.
Wow. Okay. And then at what point did you decide to expand? Because I believe you opened brick and mortar in the middle of the pandemic, which is very rare for
Yeah, actually
anyone to do.
yeah, it is actually very risky. The main reason why we
Yeah.
open a store actually is because our customer is asking for a physical store where they can pick up the food. So during pandemic, many establishments actually closes. So we find it an opportunity for us to rent, especially the place that we are renting now is a center in Cebu. So we take an opportunity to rent it during pandemic, and then
Well, yeah, actually, that's correct. Me and my wife Luella, we found an opportunity during the pandemic to get a spot in the middle of Cebu. It's a prime location. It's near Ayala. It's really the place where most businesses would like to put their business and show it, being that it can be easily accessed by everyone, and we could not get the opportunity. If it's not pandemic, normally it's always not
full.
available. It's
Yeah, it's
full,
full.
but being that a lot of business closed, we were able to find that small opening to grab a small piece of that property or to rent it, and we took a risk, and hopefully it's in a
Pino.
way we're making it work somehow. Hopefully, it will continue to work, and hopefully, we're hoping for so much more.
And you still have your online
Yeah,
mode
we
at
still
the same
do. We
time.
still do. And then actually we are opening another branch. We opened it the first
Wow.
branch we opened it last October. We are opening another branch which is somehow medyo far because our current store is in Cebu City. So we are opening in Lapu-Lapu City. It's another branch.
Wow. So
Yeah.
expand
Yeah,
talaga.
this
Bigger
March,
team
this
and
March. That's
everything.
actually that is 5 months apart. So we open
Yeah.
October and now opening another branch March.
Okay. Great. Thank you for sharing. So how about for the custard buns? I believe you opened just a month before the lockdown, February. So you got a taste of both normal life and not so normal life. So can you explain how that happened and how it changed your business?
We started to study and formulate the recipe by December 2019 and started to offer and sell it online on February 2020. Just a month, yeah. That's just a month before the pandemic. Well, at first, kasi we were still into the learning process of baking. We have no background on or proper training on baking at all. We just studied all by ourselves. So we're still adjusting for the whole month of February, and then came March where um where the order came, a little surge of on orders because the people were started to order online since it's lockdown. So the people were crazy over ordering anything online, trying everything online, trying everything something new. So that's our training ground actually when we experience the surge of orders.
Yeah, and
Okay,
we're the
so
thing that we are on skeletal force, but it's between two of us.
Yeah, it's
And
also the two of us, like the whole hands.
yeah, then you have a
wow.
helper at home. Yeah, it's crazy that time. Every day we don't have a system yet.
Yeah, it's our first
Yeah.
time to enter the food industry. We
Then
were
the,
not
yeah,
into the food industry
then the
before.
clients complain, "Where's my order?"
Wait lang. We're only two, diba?
Yeah,
Oo.
yeah.
So,
We
I
were.
mean, you mentioned that you are first-time business owners. I actually wanted to ask if you've had prior experience opening a business, or is this something you were pushed to do or to explore or improve on upon opening your SME? So, actually, I can ask both of you, like, Dave and Luella, have you owned prior restaurants before or anything? What are your backgrounds?
Yeah, we used to have a small silugan business, and Kansi is just a part of our menu. We had that for a year. However, though, because of other businesses that we have in Negros, we weren't able to focus on that. And when the pandemic hit, we've lost, well, our other businesses, we could no longer manage it since we could no longer travel, and we were left with Kansi, with Coles Kansi, and we poured all our focus and attention to this, and that's the reason why I think we're able to introduce it better to everyone.
Is there
Yeah, we
also a
during
specific
the pandemic.
is there a specific reason why you wanted to bring this dish to Cebu?
Um, yes, this is our favorite dish. If you talk to any Ilonggo, I would have to say this would be on the top three of their favorite food. Okay, we
Mm.
have a lot of foods that we could offer, but this is one of those food that if you are in Ilonggo, you know this deep
He's
inside.
also.
Yeah.
Is that
So you
Ilonggo?
get, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I
I
grew
know
up
he
in
knows that as
Iloilo.
well.
Ah,
Iloilo.
okay,
Came
Iloilo.
from Iloilo.
We keep on
Oh,
agreeing.
okay. My family is also from Iloilo from Yagao, but me and my wife we are from Negros, so it's the same. Actually, it's the same. If you're going to if you're going to introduce Kansi, it needs to be authentic, it needs to be original, and it needs to have that one special ingredient that makes it unique, and that's the
But
back one
one,
But
but
fruit.
one.
one.
Yes, that is what makes it sour. A unique
Yeah.
souring agent compared to any other sour dishes out there. So that's the
Yeah.
go-to dish for an ilongo.
Yeah, and another reason is because there is no fancy house here in Cebu yet. So we
Mm.
decided to, why not we do it
Be the
first?
first.
Yeah, be
Yeah.
the first to do it. So for
And I
creativity.
guessing the feedback to it is good. Like a lot of people want it in Cebu, I assume.
Cebuanos.
Um,
Yeah.
yes, as a matter of fact, we are very happy that they have embraced it. We are very fortunate enough that we were able to have a community of cancy lovers in Cebu who are ordering every week, if every other day, every week, or let's say who have been an avid fan of
Loyal
cancy, loyal
customers.
customers, and they served as well. Basically, they served as our greatest marketing tool since they're the ones introducing it to their friends and
Word of
family,
mouth.
and yes, making it known to a lot more people. So we want to make
Okay.
more people happy, and that we can do through our food.
Great. Okay. And for Rest and Oliver, you mentioned this was your first time opening a food business. So have you had experience operating a business before, or is the food industry a different ballpark talaga? And what made you decide to bring that specific to the Thailand street snack and serve it here?
Yeah. Aside from we really love to venture with new kind of food, mahilig kami kumain. So our business before is importation of dogs from Thailand and China. So I've been in Thailand for like once a month. So when the time that my work is done in Thailand, I just roam around Bangkok, especially in Chinatown. So I saw this food stand that was a very very long line. So I got curious. What kind of food are they selling? So I checked. Oh, they're like grilling the bread. That's a new kind of method for me. So I got curious. I fall in line as well. Took me an hour to get my order. So that's it. I tasted it. It's really and I never saw this in the Philippines. The bread is overfilling with custard. Then you get to taste the smoky taste of the bread, and nobody does it in the Philippines. That's why we get interest about that.
So we decided to bring the concept here in Manila to bring something new to our fellow Filipino friends.
And I think it kind of matches what Filipinos like then, no? Bread, custard,
Yes.
sweet pastries. Yeah.
Yeah. And our custard buns is like overfilling. It's not like the usual bakery, the Filipino typical bakery. It's like parang bitin like that.
It's like you're buying a Spanish bread. Sometimes you get to complain if the filling is not enough for your taste.
Yeah.
So that's what we did.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Okay. So at any point, did this business actually become your main source of income? Like you have prior jobs to this, but as you mentioned, you pour everything into this during the lockdown instead?
Yes, we really did because the last time I traveled to Thailand and China, December,
The
traveling
time will
for the
come.
meantime, that December uh, to stop muna the business. Then there's the big pandemic coming. So I stopped. Really zero income from January. Zero. February comes
Wow.
zero. So yun.
Yeah. If it weren't for the custard buns,
Yeah,
we'll
we
have
never survived
yeah.
pandemic
It
maybe.
was really a big help. Yeah. That's where
That's good.
our income came from.
Dave and Luella.
Before, yes, we had Luella was working before pandemic. Me, I was managing another business in Negros. But when pandemic hit, when it came, we've lost everything. Okay, there's no other source of income for us. She stopped. Their office stopped working, or they closed the office. Our business in Negros, I can no longer manage it. There were no people buying pigs at that time because people had no money. Okay, and we were only left with this. So I would have to say this is this is a blessing. Okay, without Coles Scansi, pandemic would have been very, very difficult, not just for us, but also for our family, being that really had no other choice. You need to be creative. You need to put yourself out there, or you get hungry. So with this, we get to share our food, and in this trying times, at least we're getting comments from people that thank you so much for introducing your food to us. It even for a brief time, it can make them happy. So that's more than enough.
Worth it,
It's
yes.
worth it. Yeah, it makes it worth it. Not just us earning money from it, but what really pushes us, what really makes us go beyond what we're doing is the happiness that we can give and we can bring to people through our food. So
Yes. Because I can imagine it was also a struggle for consumers who could not leave their house but wanted good food. So that's why there was a surge in online businesses, delivery, merchants, and everything. So I want to ask, as soon as the lockdown hit, did things drastically change for you? Like, did it get so overwhelming? Like, back end operations, customer behavior? Like, were you ready for that?
no one was really ready with
Yeah,
the
of course.
pandemic.
How did you
So
cope? I guess, yeah.
we cope basically by doing everything twice as much. Okay, before pandemic, we had people who can probably work for us or have it delivered. But during pandemic, we had no manpower. It's just me and my wife. Okay, but the best part about pandemic was this is the time we're in. People really noticed Coles Cancy. Okay, we've been selling Cancy before, but again, we were not able to focus on that. But when this pandemic hit, people had a lot of time on their cell phone searching for what good food to eat tonight or tomorrow or the following day. And because of that, there was a surge of orders during the pandemic. And what really drastically changed was the amount of hours that we put into cooking, the amount of hours that we put into making sure that we deliver those orders with the limited resources, manpower, and
Stocks. Yeah.
stocks. Even okay,
Mm.
we sell out the SMs, we sell out all other meat suppliers who can give us the stocks that we need because most of the time there were no stocks available. So stock is one primary problem. Second would be the deliveries. We had to go through the borders. We could not go through the border, but we can go to the border and we can deliver their order border to border.
Meet up.
We do meetups.
Meet up.
We talk to the police, the militaries that are in charge. We at least they would allow us to go just a few steps beyond the border, just deliver the food, and you really have to go the extra mile. Those are the drastic changes that we had to go through
During pandemic.
during the pandemic. Yeah, just us
Okay,
doing
thanks.
everything
Yeah.
without any
Any
other
help?
any help because
It's
And
we
just the two of us.
preparation, like,
Yes.
and
who
it
knew that this would happen so quickly?
yes
Yeah.
So you couldn't prepare, yeah.
Mhm.
And
to help you
for
out.
custard buns,
Yeah, same. We have a skeletal force as well. So I'm the one baking the bread, and I'm the one making the custard as well. So it's really hard for us. Come to think of it, we have 10 flavors. That's 10 different ingredients.
Yeah.
For example, the ube. Um, the delivery in the market from Mindoro delayed. So we cannot find a supply
Limited
for limited
supplies.
supply. Really, it's hard for us
Yeah.
for the source of the raw materials.
Yes,
That's
yes.
number one actually.
It's one of the
But
challenges.
you have to be resourceful as well to to call your friends. Do you have this? Do you have this? Oh, I know someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a few at home. Yeah, you have to be resourceful as well.
That's a good thing also about the internet. You just post and you just ask
Yeah,
crowdsourcing. Do you know where can we get this? Where can we get that?
do
And
you
everyone's
have?
selling now. There's a whole
Yeah,
Yeah,
community already. Yeah.
everybody became a baker just like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So and also because of the surge, well, he's the baker. I'm the one who markets
managing
and
the
managing the preparation,
production and
production,
deliveries.
and deliveries. The good thing about us, we have here in Manila a
Third party
third party
delivery, the Lalamove
deliveries.
and Grab
Yes, I can't
delivery.
imagine Coles, Cansies,
Yeah,
they do the job and they deliver also. I
yeah,
don't know how can I do that. So in our part we have the third party deliveries and I arrange the deliveries as well. Well, for me, I did an extra mile for the customers. Like everybody wants to save up right now, like this time of trial. So I help them to save up from the delivery fee by doing the multiple drop-offs of delivery. So I pull the orders, arrange the routes of the delivery, how the delivery guy will deliver this to this from this to here like that. It's an extra mile. It was really hard to do that extra mile for the clients because we need to help each other in these times of difficulty. So
yeah. We're blessed that we are God provided us a delivery guy who became our friends as well, who is from the house as well, who
yeah.
delivered all the deliveries every day.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a lot of veterinary.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so
But
that's what we did.
yeah, it's not easy, but it's manageable. You have to be resourceful and
Yeah.
just show to your clients that
You care.
you care for them. I care for your delivery costs. For example, from Quezon City to BGC to Makati cost 300 pesos for the delivery. But if you do the multiple drop off, we will charge you only 50% if you book
Mm.
on the courier. So it gives them a lot of savings.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So actually, coming from that, when right now it's easier to have things delivered, sourcing, parang we kind of got our own groove na. But like in the beginning of the lockdown, there were a lot of sudden government restrictions, policies, shutdowns, changes of rules. So how did this affect your business starting out? Uh, yeah, I'm sure it must have been a bit confusing and difficult to constantly adjust. Yeah. Did it like pose any difficulties in the sourcing? Like, or example, when quarantine hit, then okay na pala to deliver, then suddenly hindi na okay. There was a time I think last year at that point.
Yeah,
Did you experience
it's,
that?
it's really a struggle. But you have to find another way for that. You have to be resourceful nga, as what I said kanina. That's why we have suki deliveries na no need to book for because Lalamove is also most of the time it's really hard to book for the courier. So that's why we're blessed with friends that do the delivery for us. And with regards to the supplies, we established already the supplier na they can also deliver to us and we can pick it up from their stores. Yeah.
there was a time when during the lockdown it was so hard to book for a courier. It's like taking us 2 3 hours of waiting just to book a delivery. So it was a struggle then, and some of the customers don't understand that.
Yeah, they
That
don't
so
understand.
some of them are
Mm,
impatient, becoming
yeah,
impatient, and some of them almost cancel their orders
yeah.
when we're just prepared already their orders, and they have to cancel because it's taking too long for us to deliver, when in fact it's not our fault.
The one time
Because
there's the one ordered for merienda, and he said it's dinner time. Where's my order?
so
Oh
it's
no.
not it's not
Yeah,
of it's everything is not under our control.
yeah.
So it's hard
It's beyond
to,
our
yeah, it's
control.
beyond our control. So it's hard to do the deliveries that time.
Yeah, so everyone's just struggling. The delivery riders and the influx of demand. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
For dating na did you experience anything in Cebu
In our
similar?
side, actually, because of restrictions, we have limited, like in Cebu, we have actually the vehicle coding. So we can only go out thrice a week. So that's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We can only do the deliveries or the purchasing of our supplies on those days. So Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday we cannot go out. So it
Oh,
really affects our business and purchasing, and also with importation of batuan importation because it's coming from Negros. So we have to look for a courier who can bring the batuan to us.
is it still like that, or are the rules still, or na-lift na ba
Nalift
yung,
na. Yeah, nalift na.
okay.
We can go out na. Especially if you are in food industry, you can go out anytime na.
Actually, I wanted also to ask Dave and Luella, since you mentioned you're opening two brick and mortars, uh, it is a very risky investment, but it's a very noble move as well. And you mentioned it's because people want to eat, dine in, or pick
Mhm.
up, right? Pick up, yeah. Other than that, at what point did you decide to look farther and be brave enough to pursue the brick and mortar?
For us, yeah, it's always a risk. Okay, there's no guarantee that if we're going to open this store that it would work. It's not a guarantee that everyone will like the food that we serve. It's There's really no guarantee. The only guarantee that you can get is if you will not do it, nothing will happen. So that's why whatever happens, we decide we will push through. We will move on. We will move on. We'll move forward. We'll open this and let's see what happens. So there's no, we're not following a pattern, or we're following instructions. We're doing it every step of the way. Okay, we don't have a mold as to what's going to happen next. So we open one store, and we are very happy that people are going there, enjoying, bringing their friends over, and other people are also requesting if we could also open another store near their area. That way the delivery would be a bit more affordable.
Cheaper.
It's cheaper. They can eat anytime they want. They don't need to travel far. So it's basically the people that have pushed us to do more and give more by opening a second store. So it's not up to us. It's actually up to them.
Up to them. Yeah,
So
They are the reasons
they are
behind.
the reason behind
of
as
course.
to why we're doing what we do. Because if it's just for the money, if it's just for the whatever comes with the business,
It's not
you can easily just
sustainable.
get tired. But if you're doing it for the sake of the people that are looking for the food that you serve, the happiness that it can give them, that goes beyond whatever basically is intended just for us. But it goes beyond that. We could
So
share more.
that's your main motivation.
That's actually the real motivation that we have.
The
Yes,
oh,
it's
okay.
bringing this special dish that we have in Negros to as many people as possible.
Okay.
At times even we deliver it for free just for them to have a taste of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So at times we give it for free depending on really the need. People would say we don't have a lot of money to buy food because it's expensive. It's beef. It's not cheap. The stocks that we have, it's not cheap. But at times we give it depending again on the circumstance. Again, we want to have as many people to taste it as possible. We're doing contests to give free food. We're doing a lot more stuff basically to make it known to a lot more people and to share it. So
Okay.
Because our goal is to let Cebuanos, well, hopefully all Cebuanos to try our kansi, especially to those Cebuanos who haven't tried kansi yet. That
How
is
about
our goal.
Manila? Joke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
open here in
yeah.
Manila.
I was about
people
to
are
ask.
asking, yeah, people are. So we have customers who are from Manila who were locked down here in Cebu, so they were able
Oh,
to get a
Oh,
taste of Kansi,
Yeah.
and they
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 don't
were
want to go
able to
back
come
here
back.
now.
Yeah, they open a story. But hopefully, if God permits, we will hopefully in the
Keep
future
that in mind.
if God permits. Yes. So why
Yes.
not?
Great. So for also for custard buns, I actually wanted to ask. When quarantine happened, I'm sure you're aware of the food trends that popped up, the cheese pandesal, all these bakes, all these breads. Like as you said, everybody became a baker, right?
yeah.
So was it easy for you that you already offered this kind of pastry, or was it a bit hard to stand out among a very saturated market here in the Philippines? Like, what did you do, or what do you do to keep yourself unique among all these sweets?
Yeah, we never expected actually the surge. Really, we never expected that to happen. I was expecting that time lang our family will order, our friends in the church, our relatives will be the one to order, but never expected that to happen. Yeah, what's our edge?
Yeah. Um, for being the first in Manila to bring the charcoal grilled buns, I think that's our edge.
Mm.
It's a unique concept for the Filipinos. Sometimes they ask, "How do you what did you say? You charcoal grilled the buns?" Yeah. So when they tried it and they loved it. I love talking to people kasi. So since I handle the marketing, I answer the inquiries. I talk to them also. And I love hearing from them, taking their feedbacks, and listening to them what they want. Because we believe that we have the same palates, taste buds.
Mm.
So to some, they don't like it, but to many, they like it.
Yeah.
So we have to adjust to that.
Yeah. Most of the pastries actually, when you taste it, is really sweet. Yeah, ours is different. It's not so sweet. You
Yeah.
can you can have three in one sitting. Yeah,
Like that.
that's the
Actually,
difference.
yeah, I've tried your custard buns, and they weren't overly sweet, which is why it's easy to finish, no?
Yeah.
And I guess I wanted to ask also, what is your inspiration in creating these new flavors? Because did you start with all 10? And then I noticed that you have the trendy flavors also, like salted egg, ube cheese, or you kind of know what the market wants. Is that
Yeah,
something that you developed in time?
it's different kasi in Bangkok eh. They have really different flavors. They even have
Custard.
spicy custard. Yeah, it's really different. That's why we adapted the Filipino culture. Actually, at first, at my taste, what's really my favorite? What's our favorite? What do you love to
What's
eat?
your favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
buttermilk and
Same.
we also adapted the ube because it was a
yeah,
trend. And the salted egg was originally from Thailand. We brought it here. Some like it, some they don't. But many liked it. And what else did we add? We added the calamansi inspired from the Boracay's
calamansi
calamansi
muffin,
muffin,
real coffee.
custard
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
yeah. Filipino taste really.
Mm-mm.
And do you plan to add more flavors? Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah,
Um,
we're working on that.
we're under the research and development now for the new flavors.
Yes, people are always looking for something new.
Yeah,
That's
you have
right.
to be
That's true.
creative. That's
Yeah, that's one of the challenges when you're stable and you have this suki already.
yeah.
They always look for something new. They always look forward for something
Yeah,
new.
but the big difference with the like let's say the ube cheese pandesal. If you order a box of ube cheese pandesal, it's all ube cheese. The difference about us, you can order a lot, like 10 flavors on one box. You got to taste all
Mm-mm.
of it. So if your family likes this flavor, yeah, you can request
Right.
for it like that. That's the difference.
You can customize your order like that.
Looking back, I guess, after all of this, what were some of the most prominent challenges or maybe mistakes that you made last year? So, with the advantage of hindsight, what would you have done differently?
With last year, what we could probably have done better, given what we have now, is last year we were only cooking 3 times a week. Okay, being that we lack manpower, we lack stocks,
And the
and the
restrictions.
restrictions were still there. So we were only able to serve just a few handful of customers, and we easily get sold out. Okay, even now with some of those restrictions have been uplifted. I mean, has been. Uh, I mean, it's already gone. At times, we still get sold out simply because we want to serve our food as fresh as possible. Okay, we don't want to have any leftovers. So the same with last year, we could not serve everyone simply because we had problems with deliveries, we had problems with border controls, restrictions. What we could have done better is we could have hired people to do deliveries for us. But we have a few friends who were delivering for us, but not that many. Okay, not that many, being that there were still a lot of restrictions at that time. So we could have cooked more, and we could have done more previously. That would be.
Yeah, same with us. When we experienced the surge, because we wanted to serve everybody, we just keep on accepting their orders without thinking the time that time that will consume.
Yeah, we got excited that time. Oh, there's a lot of order. So we never thought about the back room of, can I do this on time? The
Yeah, yeah.
baking, making of the custard, because all our custard flavors are came from fresh. Like the ube, we use real ube, not the flavor one. So it's hard before. We could have limited the orders that time.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, we're doing it now. If we're sold out today, then we're going to inform the client, oh, sorry,
We
mom.
limit right now. What we did is we limit the orders right now. So we have cut offs already, and we ask a friend who can help us managing the page,
The online.
the
Yeah.
online our
Answering of
online page,
queries. Yeah.
so that you know in online business you need to be on standby whenever there's inquiries, whenever there's follow-ups. You need to answer right away. But because we're operating, I cannot attend on my phone.
Yeah.
Some of them are being impatient. Where's my order? When they can't receive a reply from you, they will look for another shop to
Yeah.
order.
Mm.
So that's when you miss a
Wow.
sale.
Yeah.
So that's why we look for somebody who can help us to look after the page.
Yes. Okay, so I guess it was also a learning process of how how and when to say no, because you don't want to get burnt out like everybody. Because if you're burnt out,
Yeah, and
wala then, yeah.
you just need to be transparent to the clients. They will
And
understand.
they'll understand, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Some don't.
Yeah.
like
So
like
please,
5% of them.
they're doing their best. So okay, so those are the mistakes, challenges that you've learned from, and you're gonna take it into this year. How about personal takeaways of starting and operating a small business? So, what are your key learnings, the positive things about it, if you could share?
Our plan originally was well before to open up a physical store, but because of the pandemic, we end up selling it online, which we think a positive side because it eliminates the risk of
Losing
losing the money on investing
for
on a
physical store.
yeah
It
on
will
opening
cost
up
you
a
like 500,000 maybe or a million to put up a small store. So it will eliminate that risk. But maybe it's not with the cold currency. They open up a store.
Maybe it's
yeah yeah
different in
it's it,
Manila and
yes
Cebu.
Yeah, but in Manila it's different really.
yeah
Yeah.
it's different. So it's like what if we opened up a physical store on February and then the lockdown happened on March? What will happen to
Yeah.
us? The money will be lost just like that. Then yeah, so it was a positive side that we
Yeah.
sell it online. Also,
It's one way also of test market, selling online before opening up a physical store. Because if you get the feedback already of the clients, then you can go for the physical store as well. Yeah, like what Cole Kansi said, it's the market or the people, their customer will tell you that
What
you
they
have to
want.
open it now.
yeah, they
That's
started to
true.
ask actually when is your physical store? Where do you operate like that?
Yeah, well, actually, that's true. I agree with Custard Buns. You need to know exactly who your target market is. That way, you get to introduce your product to them because it's not as much as we want it to. It's not for everyone. Okay, we do have specific palettes. We do have specific tastes and flavors. That's why you need to identify who your market is and who you are going to sell it to and who will enjoy it. Like, for example, not everyone would like to eat ice cream. Others would like to eat other foods. So we need to identify those people. That way you could target them more. The best, I think, takeaway that we were able to get from opening a small business during pandemic is we really had our faith tested. Okay, uh, the way we cook our food, we're cooking it for a very long time, 5 to 6, sometimes 7 hours long, without even knowing if we would have buyers. Okay, if we would have enough buyers who would buy that the following day. Okay, or that specific day. So you need to really have a strong faith, a strong belief that somehow, some way, we can get this sold out. Somehow, some way, we can deliver this. Somehow, some way, there's someone who is looking for this type of food. So we got our faith tested. Um, at the back of our minds, whatever happens, someone is always reminding us that everything would be okay. Everything would be all right. So the best takeaway is just believe that there's always something better. Believe that you can do so much more. That you only need to do one thing, and that's to take the first step. And that's what we've done, and that's what we're still doing. Okay, we're still taking those baby steps towards a much bigger goal. uh, Me and my wife, we're supporting each other because I could not do it on my own. She's the one booking. She's the one handling the bookings. She's the one marketing. I'm the one cooking. I'm the one preparing for everything. If we lose, let's say, if she would not be able to do her task, I will be able to do mine. We would have none of basically these right now that will make it readily available for our market. So we need to have one another. We need to have strong belief and faith, and by doing so, we can amplify that to our market. So that's the best
Okay.
takeaway I think that we got.
Yeah.
All right.
And in
All
addition
right.
to
Oh,
that, I also treat the online business like my physical store. I also sell. I don't just wait for orders. It's
Yeah.
like I offer them, for example, we have this promo, we send them messages, and like what I said earlier, I do the multiple drop-offs of delivery. If we have a delivery for this specific area, I message our existing clients to this area, asking them if they want to join the multiple drop-off of deliveries to save off from the delivery fee. Some of them appreciate it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Another
okay.
takeaway, by the way, is we became closer. The family became closer as well. Yeah, that's the best part takeaway that we had. We became closer with his brother, sister that helped us. So that the bond of the family of doing the online thing, when your helper is your family as well, is the best takeaway for us. It's not just the business itself; it's the bonding, talking with each other,
It's
being
like enjoying
yeah,
what you're
yeah.
doing.
That's good. Yeah. It's like you found your own, you both, well, you four found a passion that kind of hits all the marks, something you like doing.
Yes.
And yeah, vice versa. People also love it. So it's just a positive experience for everyone.
Yeah.
So, how about for this coming year? Like, what are your plans? How do you plan to improve your operations? Like, what can your patrons expect from you this
Yeah.
2021?
Yeah, for this year, 2021, our patrons or customers should expect additional menu because currently we are just offering kansi. Every time they actually ask, "What's your menu?" We're only answering only kansi. So it's
It's
like
the name.
regular or special. That's the only menu that we have. So this year we are targeting to add more menus, hopefully. And then aside from that, more branches to come, hopefully this year. Since Lapu-Lapu will be our second branch, and then we are targeting to open another branch in Mandaue, in Talisay, and somewhere in North Cebu.
Wow. So you're really expanding your team as well, or your
Yeah,
staff?
because yeah, yes, also the staff, because we believe that if we wouldn't do that, we wouldn't be known to, well, all over in Cebu. So our
Cebu.
target is to, yeah,
Sure.
like what I said kanina, na our target is to, as much as possible, let all Cebuanos taste our candy. So we will be the
Yeah.
one to reach those Cebuanos who are far apart from our current store. We
Okay.
will adjust.
We want to make it as convenient as possible for
Yeah.
everyone, making it putting a store close to them, making it much more enjoyable for them, giving them a much more a better ambience for them to enjoy the food, serving it hot, piping hot, get them to share it with friends and family. That's the whole purpose of this business that we want. We want families to bond together. We want them to enjoy. Food is best served if it's served and enjoyed by the family. So that's what
Yes.
we want to share.
Well, for us, number one, we're praying for a physical store. We wanted our customers to experience the freshly grilled buns. It's different because it if you will deliver it, it's not as fresh as like a freshly grilled buns when you eat that. It's different. That's number one, physical store. And new product,
Yeah.
new flavors, new type of bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're into studying
The doing the pandesal, the Filipino with filling as
with
well.
feeling.
Yeah, we're on
Oh,
like 80 to 90% already with the research and development and cooking every day, trying
Yes,
it out.
using our
Yeah,
own grown vegetables as
and
well.
we also want to new to venture with greens because during pandemic I we actually put up a garden here for lettuce, different kinds of
Mm.
lettuce. So it's actually aquaponic grown. It's a symbiosis of fish and grains. So it's 100% organic. So
Galing ah.
we'd love
Yeah.
to introduce our produce, our personal produce, because normally the lettuce came from Baguio, right? But now we can produce here doing urban farming here
Yeah.
in the metro. So we have here in our backyard. Can actually show it to you if you want. You have like
Will you take us
yeah.
tour? You can show us. You can send me pictures. We can
We have
share.
We're just excited.
very excited. So we're excited to introduce this like a salad pack, organic greens. You can have it. So we're
to
still
balance to balance the sweets to make it
That's
more
true.
less grilled.
Balanced meal.
Yeah, so that's our plan,
yung
and
menu.
also
We're
we're planning to offer our beverages for rebranding to help other
stores as well.
stores
They
and
can make their own brand.
yeah, and people who's inspiring entrepreneurs to sell their own brands
Our
of
coffee, especially
coffee.
our coffee.
Um,
If you ask us, we during pandemic, that time of lockdown, that was like April. We bought that espresso machine from a closing coffee shop in Batangas.
mm.
So we were like, we're scared if the military, the police won't let us pass. But we just left our IDs. We're just going to pick up something from the store. So we bought the big espresso machine, like the one the Starbucks doing,
Wow.
and the fridge, the freezer, the blender. Actually, we bought almost all of it. So just an
At
investment for yeah. And
That came from the custard buns.
yeah,
Ano.
that came from the custard, but income actually for that 1 month surge, and we invested it.
wow.
Yeah,
Galing.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
praise God. Yeah.
Praise God for that. So yeah, we're
Okay.
doing all the beverages now.
Exciting. Okay.
Yeah.
So things are just looking up for you guys from here on, I guess. To close, I guess, since a lot of small businesses are still operating and are actually just starting off this year, do you have any advice for these aspiring small business entrepreneurs, those who are a bit hesitant to start, don't know how? What's some knowledge that you can impart on them?
Well, for me, my advice to those aspiring to do business is to you should not regret of failure. You should regret of not trying to do it, because we know that success is cannot be find immediately. You have to work for it, and then everyone in the business was once a beginner, so you have to take a risk and try and try until you succeed.
Yeah, you basically need to to really take just the first step. Okay, you don't need to overthink things. Us, we're opening another store without us even knowing if we can afford it. Okay, that's one takeaway that you can get. Just open it and figure out how you can afford it. Okay, so long as you've taken the first step, that's already 50% basically of that's 50% completion already, without you having to take that first step, without you taking a risk, a calculated risk, shall we say, nothing will happen. Again, there's no guarantees in life, but if you won't take risks, it's always a guarantee that you will remain in the same spot, okay, for the next following year. So if you it's like looking at as let's say as a boat. Okay, if your boat stays in the harbor, it's safe there. It stays safe. But if you will venture out, you get to really see a much
Discover new
discover a much bigger
islands.
horizon. Yeah, get to
Yeah.
discover a lot more things. So take risks. It will hurt you. Okay, you will have a lot of sleepless night. You will go broke, but all of it is worth it. That it's not easy. It's not meant to be easy. That's why only a few can do it. So you can also do it, so long as you are ready to take that risk.
If you wouldn't try, you
Inspiring.
wouldn't know. Yeah. So
Mm.
you have to
Yeah.
try.
Take the jump. Okay, so we say. So just take the
Yeah.
risk. It's worth it.
For us, it's don't limit yourself. What I admire the most about my husband is he doesn't limit himself. He loves to study, which is my weakness. He loves to study. He doesn't know anything about baking at all. He just studied online, read a lot, watch on YouTube, tried a lot of times. I was his personal critic to the point that he got hurt.
Yeah, I was
How?
hurt at first.
Yeah, how I critic his baking
The first
stuff
time I baked, the buns became cookies.
like that. So don't stop or don't limit yourself. Just take advantage of the internet. Everything is on the internet.
Yeah,
You just need your to find your passion.
yeah.
Like on his edge, he loves to study. So he just read everything, what's trending, what the market, what's the market like.
You have to be different as well. There's a lot of pastry selling online, but what's your edge? You have to ask yourself first, what makes my product different from them? What makes them unique? So you be the one first, then you can develop your menu. You could have your friends taste it first, your family, then accept criticism as well. That's the first thing that I learned. Sometimes it's really hurtful for me to accept
Yeah.
criticism, but it's a learning curve as well. There will be a learning curve in the business. Sometimes it took weeks, months, but you will learn from your experience because experience is still education for me.
Yes, true.
So I just want to thank our special guests again for the second episode of Let's Talk Foods, Dave and Luella of Cebu School, Scansi, and Res and Oliver, owners of the Custard Buns.
Thank
So
you.
again, thank you so much for spending your time here with me and everyone else today. And I'm Steph Arnaldo, lifestyle, entertainment, and food reporter for Rappler. And I'll see you guys next time for the next episode of Let's Talk Food. Thank you.